The music was playing, laughter filled the air, and families gathered under the warm sun to celebrate love. It was a wedding day, the kind of day everyone remembers, the day two people promised to walk through life together. Children ran between the tables, women shared stories, and men smiled proudly as they watched the celebration unfold. No one expected that this joyful moment would become the place where history quietly changed forever. In the middle of the celebration stood Jesus, not as a king on a throne, not as a teacher in a temple, but as a guest at a wedding. He had come with his mother and his friends, simply to share in the happiness of the couple. This alone tells us something beautiful. Jesus cared about ordinary moments. He cared about family, friendship, and celebration. He showed up where people were living their daily lives. But as the party continued, a problem slowly began to grow. Behind the smiles and music, the hosts discovered something embarrassing. The wine was running out. In those days, running out of wine at a wedding was not just a small mistake. It could bring shame to the family. Guests had traveled from far away. The celebration was supposed to last for days. To run out meant the joy could suddenly turn into disappointment. Mary, the mother of Jesus, noticed the problem. She saw the worried faces, the quiet whispers, the tension rising in the room. Instead of panicking, she did something simple yet powerful. She brought the problem to Jesus. She trusted him, even when others did not yet understand who he truly was. With calm faith, she told him, "They have no more wine." Jesus responded in a way that might seem surprising at first. He did not rush. He did not create a scene. Yet in that moment, something important was about to happen. Mary turned to the servants and gave them a short instruction that still speaks to us today. Do whatever he tells you. Those words carried deep trust. She believed that even if she did not know how, Jesus would provide a way. Nearby stood 6 large stone jars used for washing. They were plain, ordinary containers, nothing special to look at. Jesus told the servants to fill them with water. It must have sounded strange. Water would not fix the problem. Water would not satisfy the guests. Still, the servants obeyed. They filled the jars to the very top, step by step, bucket by bucket, trusting the instruction they had been given. Then Jesus gave another command. Draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet. Imagine the servants' hearts pounding as they carried the liquid across the room. They had poured water into those jars with their own hands. They knew what was inside. But when the master tasted it, his face changed. His eyes widened in surprise. What he tasted was not water at all. It was wine, and not just any wine, but the best wine of the entire celebration. Joy returned to the party. Laughter grew louder. The music continued. The embarrassment that threatened the family disappeared, replaced with relief and gratitude. Most of the guests never knew what had happened. They simply enjoyed the celebration. But the servants knew. The disciples knew. And from that quiet miracle, faith began to grow. So why did Jesus choose a wedding for his first miracle? Why not a grand stage, a palace, or a crowded city square? The answer lies in the heart of what he wanted people to understand. He wanted to show that God cares about the small details of our lives. He cares when families gather. He cares when joy is at risk. He cares when people feel ashamed or afraid. He steps into ordinary moments and fills them with extraordinary grace. A wedding is a symbol of love, commitment, and new beginnings. By performing his first miracle there, Jesus showed that his mission was about bringing life, joy, and hope to relationships. He honored marriage. He honored family. He honored the simple happiness of people celebrating together. He did not wait for a disaster or a tragedy to act. He chose a moment of joy and made it even better. There is another beautiful lesson hidden in this story. Jesus turned water into wine, but he did not create the wine from nothing in front of everyone. Instead, he used what was already there: Ordinary water, ordinary jars, ordinary servants. This reminds us that God often works through simple things. He takes what we have, even when it seems small, and transforms it into something wonderful. Think about the servants again. They did not argue, they did not question, they simply followed instructions. Their obedience became part of the miracle. Sometimes miracles begin with small acts of trust. Filling jars with water may not feel exciting, but faithfulness in small tasks can open the door to great blessings. The story also shows us the heart of Jesus. He did not perform the miracle to show off his power or to impress the crowd. He did it quietly, almost secretly, to protect a family from shame and to keep the celebration alive. His first miracle was not about fame. It was about kindness. It was about compassion. It was about love. For children, this story teaches that Jesus cares about their happiness, their birthdays, their school days, and their friendships. For adults, it reminds us that even when life feels stressful or embarrassing, we are not alone. God sees the problem before we even speak about it. He understands the pressure we carry, and He is able to turn our worries into joy in ways we never expected. The wedding at Cana began like any other celebration, with music and laughter, but it became a moment that revealed something deeper about who Jesus is. He is not distant. He is not too busy. He is present in the middle of our lives, ready to help, ready to bless, ready to bring hope. And that's why his first miracle happened at a wedding. It was a gentle announcement to the world. I have come to bring joy. I have come to restore what is lacking. I have come to turn ordinary moments into stories of grace. Even today, whenever love is celebrated, whenever families gather, whenever hope feels small, this story whispers a quiet promise that miracles can begin in the most ordinary places, and that joy once lost can be found again.